Let's talk about choosing a meal plan. I know some of you are a bit confused on which meal plan to choose, so I'm going to break it down to you. All the meal plans are very effective. You just need to follow what's in the meal plan. Don't eat what you think is right or ignore your meal plan because you just want to eat a salad because Chati put rice there for you and rice has too many calories or it's too heavy. Please follow your meal plan to the T and you'll see amazing results. Let's start with carb cycling. Carb cycling basically means that you have some days where you eat carbs, some days where you have low carbs in your diet. For example, when I do a carb cycling, I choose 2 carb days per week. So I will have Monday, high carb, I will skip Tuesday and Wednesday, then I will have Thursday as high carb, I will skip Friday and Saturday, and then I will have Sunday as high carb. The most important thing with carb cycling as well, you have to make sure that the high carb days are the days that you work out. You need to work out 5 days a week. So make sure that all your carb days fall within those 5 days. If you're resting, it's going to be low carb. Now, how do you choose between a low carb and a high carb? Remember those 3 macronutrients we spoke about? We have carbs, fats, and protein. Straight to the point. If you're having a high carb day, you're going to have mainly carbs and protein. Avoid the fats. If you have a low carb day, you're going to have fat and protein. Okay, so you're going to be avoiding everything that is under the carb list. Also, be careful with your vegetables. There are some vegetables that are very high in carbs, like sweet potato, squash. Those are very high in carbs, so you want to avoid them. That is why it's also very important to understand your fruits, your food, vegetables, and everything else, so you don't get confused or you don't mix your food. That is why it's very important to understand your food and what group they fall under. The last important thing that I want to point out for carb cycling, you never mix carbs and fats, okay? Because with low carb, you increase fat intake, so you can have all the avocado you like, the olives, the cheese, but then you stay away from the bread, the rice, the oatmeal, the sweet potatoes, the potatoes. You will focus more on protein as well as low carb vegetables, which are mainly the green leafy vegetables like your spinach, your cucumbers, your broccoli, lettuce, your cauliflower. Also, if you need to find out a little bit more about these vegetables, you can always go to Google and type low carb vegetables, low carb fruit, high carb vegetables, high carb fruits, and that will give you a proper breakdown. Let's talk about ketogenic meal plan. Ketogenic meal plan is usually good for people with higher BMI, those that are a little bit heavier or larger. With ketogenic, you avoid anything carbs. You stay away from this list. Again, you can go on Google just to make sure that you don't eat something that is very high in carbs. Like I said, not all vegetables are low in carbs, so you have to be very, very careful. With ketogenic, you have high fat and high protein. And also make sure that this meal plan will be sustainable for you, because some people think, oh, I'll do ketogenic, and then they realize 3 days down the line that they miss bread, they miss rice. If you love carbs so much, please stick to carb cycling, or you can do intermittent fasting. The last meal plan we're going to talk about is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is very good for people who don't like breakfast. Some people can't eat before 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Then, if you're that person, intermittent fasting is perfect for you. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. With intermittent fasting, you have a window period of eating, and then you have hours where you don't eat at all. Please make sure that these hours are the same throughout the whole challenge. For example, let's choose 12 and 8, which means that 12 hours you're going to be fasting, 8 hours is your eating window period. So let's choose 11 to 7. So it means that you're going to eat from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you count, that's 8 hours. From 7 p.m. until the next day at 11 a.m., you're not going to eat anything besides water, black coffee with no sugar, no sweetener, nothing, no milk. You can have green tea as well, and you can have lemon water. That's your fasting food. Now, between those 8 hours or your eating window period, you're going to follow your meal plan. The best thing with intermittent fasting is that you don't have to stay away from certain macronutrients. You include all the macronutrients in your food. For example, for breakfast, when you break your fast, you can have some eggs, you can have some avocado with tomato, spinach, mushrooms, and a slice of bread. Or you can have oatmeal with milk, or as I said, you can follow your meal plan. Again, if you have any questions with intermittent fasting, please don't hesitate to ask me. One more thing, when I said you have to keep the hours the same, if you start eating at 11 until 7, you have to make it 11 to 7 every single day. So you can't say, oh, today I'll start at 12 and finish at 6. Or today I'll start at 10 and finish at 5. They have to be the same hours every single day.